Hey guys, this is gonna be a pretty short, simple, and sweet video. If you obviously read the title, it's my August TBR. I don't typically do TBRs. I'm not somebody who's ever planned out my reads. I'm a mood reader and I read what I'm feeling and as I go, and I'm a impressionable reader, so if I see something like other people talking about, I'm gonna want to read it. So I don't normally stick to like a schedule very easily. However, this month I have 3 books specifically that I told myself I'm gonna absolutely read, and then a couple other books that I was thinking sound like really good reads. And so I thought maybe if I do a TBR video, then that will force me to actually take accountability and try to read and finish them. And that way, if I finish them all, I can do my August reads video, which I'll do anyways, no matter how much I read or what I end up reading. But it would be nice to be able to be like, hey, I said I was gonna read all these books, and I did read all these books. Most likely, I'm gonna be totally honest, probably won't happen, but I'm gonna cross my fingers and hopefully that happens. To start us off, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I am currently filming a Fourth Wing reading vlog, so you're gonna get my full thought process, all of my live reactions, the whole shebang while I'm reading this. I really want to like it. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, next up is my read for Cowgirl Book Club, which is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is like a sci-fi dystopian style setting. The prose is his wife taken, his people enslaved, driven by longing for justice and the memory of lost love. Darrow will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if he must become one of them to do so. This is the first sci-fi book that I have read this month, and I'm honestly so excited. I'm currently 7 chapters in already, and I really like it. I do have some comments to make about it that I'll save for another video. But so far, this has been a good read, and I'm actually very excited to finish it and talk to all the girls about it. Next up is Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. It's kind of like The Hunger Games meets The Selection meets ACOTAR. So you've got like the Bachelorette style of The Bachelor style of The Selection meets the games of The Hunger Games meets the like sprinkling of Fae and like spice from ACOTAR. This is a book that I'm reading for my Works book club. We were supposed to finish this last month, and none of us except for my manager has finished it, which makes sense. It was her recommendation. I'm currently on page 111, which I believe is chapter 11. Thus far, I'm not a huge fan of it. The way I described it to my coworkers when we were talking about it is that this book is a young adult book trying to be an adult book. I compared it to Six of Crows, which I consider to be an adult book trying to be a young adult book. Whereas like that book makes sense if you were to make it an adult book. This book feels very YA, not just in the writing style, but in the context. And it feels like the author has just sprinkled in adult topics here and there randomly to make it an adult book, or maybe it's a new adult book. Thus far, I'm not the biggest fan. It's giving me 2016 Pick Me. That's all I'll say for now. Or I'll give another review on it when I finish it. hopefully I finish it. That's what I'm gonna say. Hopefully I actually finish it. Next up, to prove the trend that I start books and don't finish them, is The Wicked King by Holly Black. I absolutely loved The Cruel Prince. It was in my top 5 reads of the year video. Again, this is one that I have started. I think I'm there. And I haven't finished it because I'm so easily distracted with things. And I have a very hard time reading books of the same series back to back. So I usually, if I read too much fantasy, I skip into doing a bunch of like cheesy romances. So that's exactly what I did with this one. I read a bunch of fantasy in a row, listened and read to The Cruel Prince, and when I started this one, I was like, oh, I think I need a break. And I never went back to it. This month, I'm going to go back to it, despite having all fantasy books in my TBR for the month. I'm gonna hopefully finish it this month, and then I want to finish Queen of Nothing. Start Queen of Nothing and then finish the series, hopefully. That is my plan. We will see if I stick to it. Most likely, I will not. And the final book that I want to try and get done this month is Lore by Alexander Bracken. I had never heard of this book until one random day. I watched a TikToker make a video about it, like a satire video about it, and I was like, I don't know what book he's talking about. And then I went to Walmart that day, was going through their book section, found this, read the back of it, and thought, oh my gosh, that's the book he was talking about. I'm gonna read it. Not only does the actual premise of it sound good, it's basically like every 7 years the Greek gods become mortal for a certain amount of time, and you can basically hunt them down, kill them, and take their powers and become a god. So it's about a girl basically like teaming up with Athena to try and, like, I don't know, stop the games or something, stop the new god. But it sounds really good, but also let's just take a minute to talk about how gorgeous this is. I have an obsession with Medusa. The main character in my work in progress is very heavily inspired by Medusa. I have an obsession with snakes and Greek mythology. And this cover is just stunning. And not only the cover, but there's art inside. Every act is accented with this marbling and pillar art. It's just, I just cannot talk about how stunning this book is enough. Like, this is just gonna look really pretty sitting on my bookshelf when I finally get them up and built. My thought process was that if I don't finish these 4 books this month, then I'm not gonna attempt this one and I'm just gonna move it to next month. But if I do finish these 4 books, then it's my treat read, where I'm like, oh, I really want to read it like right now, but I have 4 other books I've already started and need to finish this month. And if I do, that's my treat. It's like a reward. Here are my 5 books for August. Hopefully I'll get through them all. I think the order that I'm going to read them is the order that I showed them. Most likely I'm going to end up finishing Red Rising before I finish Fourth Wing. But again, this one I'm doing for a vlog, so I'm trying to finish it. Trial of the Sun Queen, hopefully I actually finish and it doesn't become a DNF. I'm kind of worried about it doing that. I have a hard time pushing through books that I want to DNF. And then obviously Wicked King, because these 4 have already started and I need to finish them. And then Lore will be my little, my treat at the end of the month. I'm just dropping things. I'm really bad about that in libraries, where I'm carrying around too many books and then I just drop them all and make a really loud sound in the library, and it's really embarrassing, and then my anxiety flares up. It's so cute. All right, guys, well, that is my August TBR. Hopefully I stick to it, and hopefully this video makes me stick to it. My goal is to try and get at least halfway through Fourth Wing this weekend. and if not by next week, since I'll be home alone for the week again and have nothing to do except for read and play video games, which has been taking up most of my reading time lately. But yeah, so that is my August TBR. I will link all of my social medias down below, my Discord link, Goodreads, all the fun stuff that I listed in my last video. Layla, stop clapping. Thanks for watching. That is all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!